Hey, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to talk about why Ethiopia is 7 years behind the rest of the world and how they count their time differently. They have their own calendar. Many people wonder what is the reason for this. How come they use a different calendar? What is so special about it? Well, today, we will be talking about Ethiopia and their unique calendar. Now let's get started. Ethiopia is one of the oldest independent countries in Africa. Its history can be traced back thousands of years. There are legends, myths, and traditions that date back to the 4th century BC. Ethiopia claims to be the home of the Ark of the Covenant, the ancient chest that held the stone tablets containing the Ten Commandments. In the 4th century, Christianity arrived in Ethiopia through the work of Saint Frumentius. The country officially adopted Christianity as its state religion in 330 AD under King Ezana. This made Ethiopia one of the earliest nations in the world to adopt Christianity, even before it became widespread in Europe. Over the centuries, Ethiopia developed its own unique traditions and practices within Christianity, partly due to its relative isolation from other Christian communities. As a result, Ethiopia has its own distinct liturgical language, Ge'ez, and its own distinctive calendar. Regarding the difference between the Gregorian calendar used widely around the world and the Ethiopian calendar, there are two primary factors to consider. First, there are different ways to calculate the birth year of Jesus Christ. Second, there are variations in how days and years were counted in different regions. The traditional Ethiopian Orthodox Church calculation places Christ's birth 7 or 8 years later than the Gregorian calendar. This is because the Church used different historical records and calculations to determine the date of Jesus' birth. The exact year is debated among scholars. However, the Ethiopian calendar generally places Christ's birth around 07 BC rather than 01 AD or 04 BC according to the Gregorian calendar. To make things even more complicated, the Ethiopian calendar also has 13 months in a year instead of 12 like the Gregorian calendar. 12 months have 30 days each. The 13th month consists of 5 days, 6 days in a leap year. So how does all of this fit into the wider picture of global timekeeping? Well, the answer lies in the evolution of calendars over time. Until the 16th century, the Julian calendar, introduced by the Roman Empire in 45 BC, was widely used in both the eastern and western branches of Christianity. The Julian calendar set the birth year of Christ at 01 AD. However, in 1582, Pope Gregory VIII introduced the Gregorian calendar, which adjusted the calculation to more accurately align with the solar year. The main change was to shift the start of the calendar era. Instead of 01 AD, it set the birth year to somewhere around 1 or 04 BC. Most European countries, and later many others around the world, adopted the Gregorian calendar. Ethiopia, however, continued to use the older Julian calendar with its corresponding dating system. This means that significant events in Ethiopian history occurred several years earlier than in the Gregorian timeline. For example, the Ethiopian Revolution of 1975, which led to the overthrow of Emperor Haile Selassie, is referred to as the Revolution of the year 2007 according to the Ethiopian calendar. In essence, it's not that Ethiopia is behind in terms of time. Both calendars are following different calculations and starting points, rather than thinking of one calendar as more accurate. It's important to understand that both are based on different systems of timekeeping. The choice to continue using the Julian calendar is deeply rooted in tradition and religious adherence. For Ethiopia, maintaining the Julian calendar as a way to preserve its cultural and religious heritage reflects the country's distinct relationship with time and its commitment to its historical traditions. In fact, the Ethiopian calendar is sometimes referred to as the calendar of the true or original truth. This is because many Ethiopians believe that their calendar follows the true date established by the Bible. They see it as a divinely revealed system that has remained unchanged for centuries. In contrast, the Gregorian calendar is viewed as a later human alteration, and thus many Ethiopians prefer to stick with the traditional calendar. Furthermore, the decision to maintain the Julian calendar has had practical implications for Ethiopia's Relationship with the outside world. The discrepancy in calendars has sometimes caused confusion and challenges in areas such as international trade and diplomacy. For example, business contracts or diplomatic agreements need to specify whether dates are referring to the Ethiopian or Gregorian calendar to avoid misunderstandings. Additionally, it can lead to different perceptions of time and scheduling. For instance, when communicating with people from other countries, Ethiopians may need to convert calendars to ensure that appointments and deadlines are understood correctly. This can sometimes lead to miscommunication or missed opportunities. So now you know why Ethiopia uses a different calendar than the rest of the world. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. Is it interesting? Did you learn something new? Let me know your thoughts. If you're enjoying my content, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe so you won't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. You can follow me on social media to get updates on when I post new videos. I would love to have you join our growing community. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe so you won't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. I would love to have you join our growing community. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world. Thank you and goodbye.